Conversation, dear friends. It was just to make our brother comfortable, so we talk about the issues of the day. He's here to share with us something about the history of the Atogho, what he knows about it, where we came from with this, and how far we can go. That's why we brought him. So Amstrong, please let's take off from there. What do you have? What have you gathered in your entire library as a history of the Atogho?
All right. First things first. There's something we have to understand. Atogho is not fashion. Atogho is not design. Atogho is not style. Atogho is not a trend. Atogho is a traditional cosmic entity that stands on its own and is meant for a purpose. But what's happening is that Atogho has served as a source of inspiration for very creative and talented people like the people we have in here to create various fashion designs. That's why I'm very impressed with the title of this event. It is called Atogho Fashion Festival. So, Atogho Fashion Festival means it is meant to showcase and celebrate these creative people who have been inspired by Atogho to make beautiful clothes that reflect Atogho. But if you want to get deep into what Atogho really is, it's not about fashion. It's not about style, it's not about the trend, it's not about wearing clothes, but it's a traditional powerhouse that is meant to serve a particular purpose. And it didn't start now, it dates back thousands of years. And it doesn't even start in this quote-unquote Northwest region or Bamenda. Why I say so? Because our forefathers who started life in this part of the world that we call Northwest or Bamenda, they did not originate from here. You agree with me that what is known today as sub-Saharan Africa, 90% of the people came from Kemet. Some people refer to Kemet as ancient Egypt, which is incorrect. When you talk about Kemet, you're talking about the entire what we know today as Middle East, including Israel, right down to Sudan and Ethiopia, and that was all part of Africa. What we have today, those are political regions that, are very recent. They were created by the powers that control the system of the world for reasons best known to them. And of course, they're all selfish reasons. So, when the Greeks and the Romans attacked Kemet, which was an advanced civilization, our forefathers started retreating. So most of them came down and settled all over sub-Saharan Africa, including Bamenda and the Northwest. Okay. So that's the origin of Togo. If you visit like the pyramids in Egypt, right? And you check out, you go into the pyramids, you will see what they call the hieroglyphics. They all have the Togo symbols on them. That's where the Togo inspiration comes from. That's even the reason till today, the Bamenda man builds his house and he roofs it like this. Like the pyramids. Okay. That's the origin of that inspiration. When you look at, I don't know if there is a Togo, this typical Togo cap, it looks like yours but not yours. The front and the back have the shape of a pyramid. Sure. That's where that inspiration is coming from. So our forefathers who retreated and came and settled here, they did not bring Togo in physical form, but they came with the inspiration in their DNA and in their souls, And so eventually, they had to create these garments to serve specific traditional purposes. And what's important for us to know, especially our creatives here, the designers, is that what you're doing is something that Togo has inspired you. But you should be able to do more research to have a better understanding about the symbols you want to use and for which reason you're using them. For instance, if you go to the villages, right, what they call Ngumba houses, there are specific symbols that are meant for specific people in different Ngumba houses. They are never the same. The Queen Mothers, for example, they have their own symbols that are embroidered on their Togo. Right? Yes. the Dimbe himself, and various notables in various Buba houses, they have different symbols for different purposes. So that's the reason Atogho is not fashion. Atogho has a lot of cosmic powers in the real sense of Atogho. If you want to talk Atogho, you know. So we should be able to differentiate between Atogho and what we have today. What we have is Atogho fashion, which is a wonderful thing. And this thing started in 2009. What today we know as Atogho fashion by two young ladies called Anwen Gafo and Kiboden Fee.
It's already the whole place. Alright, fine, but she's been a very strong promoter of this event as well.
Yes, go ahead. Anwen was in London, one was in New York. But two of them were two Bamenda girls who were in the diaspora. They didn't know themselves, but they met on Facebook and they realized that they shared the same passion. So they got together, they created a fashion brand called Kibe Couture. And they are the originators of this revolution. This thing that has grown so big today, and it's a multi-million industry. You would agree with me that if you want to break down the creative industry in Bamenda, the people doing this, they are the ones making the money. Those in music, they don't make as much. Facts. I'm talking facts. Sure. Those in music, those in film, those in television, they don't make as much as these people are making. That's the fact. It's just that they don't know, and they don't even know their potential. You know? So what we should do now is to create a roadmap.
Let's agree that some of them know.
Okay, fine. Some of them know.
All right.
Yes. Those who know, no. Some of them may think that those in music make more than them.
Yeah.
So I'm telling them that they make more than even those in music. Even those in music are more popular. They are more out there in terms of their names and you know who they are. But if we have to break down the economics and the dynamics of Atogho fashion, they are generating far more income than those in film, in music, in the other art forms.
Will you mind to break that down for us in terms of figures?
A roadmap that will help the stakeholders to understand that this thing is beyond you just earning a living and paying fees for your children and putting food on the table. Each and every one of them can generate way beyond what they can ever imagine they are doing. Because first of all, it's a tourist product. It's so unique. It is very, very unique. I think I know only one tribe in northern Nigeria that does Atogho. Okay. There's one tribe in northern Nigeria, which is part of the contingent that were retreating from Kemet, coming this way and settling along the line. So, away from that, we are so blessed, quote unquote, the Bamenda man or the Northwest or grassroots people, to have such, because it's so unique. Nowhere in the world you will find people doing this, except the Bamenda man who has gone somewhere and is doing this. So it's a tourist attraction. That's the first thing. Which means the price tag on it is far more higher than what you find being sold to people in our regular boutiques. What we import from China or whatever, because the value of Atogho or Atogho fashion is high. It's not like the clothes that we import from China or from Europe or from America. You won't tell me that a brand new American jeans is more valuable than the one my sister is putting on. I will not accept that.
Myself.
Yes. So it has a lot of economic, or a green jacket, or a sneaker, a pair of sneaker, or t-shirt or whatever. So this has a lot of potential, that can put Bamenda on the map and can earn so much foreign exchange revenue. Let me tell you something. We have ladies in the diaspora that place orders. You said something here about $50,000. That's not a joke. It's been happening. I know a guy called Amstrong, who used to sell for hundreds of thousands to Bamenda guys in America. They place orders, you do them, you sell them through DHL. you know.
Okay, now let's conclude our conversation. Amstrong, thank you very much for coming. But my last thing is, we have lots of similar things being done in Bamenda. We move to our streets. One person who wears dancing, I buy them. I really wear the Northwest traditional outfit, but I buy them when they are well done. If you see the ones I wear, they are rare to see in the market. You trust me, even my dancing, you check my post this morning on my going to be here today, you realize that dancing is not the ordinary one. I actually saw it somewhere, made it down. And I bought it at a very high price because the lady actually put it, she meant it, you know, when she was doing it. It's actually not meant with the snake thing on it, it's actually done with a tiger teeth that is very thick. If you see that at Atogho, I think I saw it this morning, it's so well done. Now let us talk about design for the next 1 minute and we'll end our conversation. Do you think that moving forward with our design can actually contribute to the pricing? And what advice do you have?
Of course. The advice I have is around creativity. We copy a lot, you know, it's with creativity, because when you're doing this, the designers to understand first, when you're a designer, it means you're an artist, you are a creative person. It means the creator, God has given you the potential to create. So for you to be in a better space, for you to stand out, don't copy. Try to sit back, feel inspired, go within yourself, and you will come out with unique designs. And there's something that is very pertinent: IP, intellectual property. I was at the stand upstairs the other day, and I think it was 80 Fashion. I saw something very amazing, and I was asking the lady at his stand if they are aware that this needs to be protected. Because before you know it, others will be copying it, which is not a good thing. Talking about the symbols, you can also conceive symbols that are unique to you, and you protect them. You know, you obtain IP, you know, intellectual property, to protect those symbols. So being creative, being unique, so you are able to stand out, is key to us moving forward with this.
Fantastic. A round of applause for Amstrong, please. Thank you very much, everybody. Amstrong, thank you very much for coming, brother.
Thank you, my brother.
I really do appreciate it.
Always a pleasure.
We met on a very sweet platform.
I know.
Thank you.
I don't regret
Thank
it.
you.
And please, sorry, before I go, where is Vufu?
Vufu is here.
Please, I want to ask you for a favor. You and your team, do everything in your power to let this movement continue. We should not die. So 2034, we should be doing the 10th edition. This thing is bigger than what we think. This thing will put Bamenda on the map. And please, very, very important, what we have now, we have to build, talking about the roadmap, we have to build a synergy with other stakeholders in the creative industry and people in film. Is very important. Nollywood is what has sold Nigerian fashion. Yeah. Hollywood is what has sold American fashion. Yeah. Blue jeans, t-shirts, sunglasses, they use Hollywood to sell it. So the creators need to work in synergy with the filmmakers, you know, so that if you're doing a glamour film, you don't need to go and get a beautiful dress from Germany or from China, from a boutique. You need to just place an order with, you know, your sister there or any of them to do a party gown, you know, instead of wearing a Western party gown. So that's how we are going to sell this with ease, beyond social media. You know, and that's how the creative.
A round of applause for Amstrong, please. Thank you very much, Amstrong.
That's it.
Thank you, brother. Just to let you know,